I've had a comment about the on-site SEO video I did, and they've said there's a few things I need to. I kind of assume people knew, and maybe they don't. And those are what's known as the Permalink Structure, and also changing the post titles. So what I'm going to do is just do this as a quick extra video. Permalink is in WordPress settings. So go across on the dashboard settings. I've got you probably got a black background on the dashboard. It's just I didn't like that default. And then down partway on settings is the thing that says Permalinks, which is what we're showing here. The default is rubbish. You get a question mark P for post equals and then a number, and it's kind of what WordPress still uses internally. Day and name. If you've got a really big blog and you're posting daily, maybe month and name, same kind of reason. Numeric equal is just as bad as the default, and the one that I tend to use nowadays is post name. Just click the radio button, and what that will do is change the name of your post to the name of whatever it is in the page with dashes between the words. I'll just show you that on one of the ones I've got. Okay, I've got the title of Getting Your Site Indexed Fast, and WordPress decided that getting site indexed fast, so it's ignored the word your as a stop word that it doesn't need to do, and that will be the URL for that particular page. So if we go into open it as a new page, and you'll notice there, can't see it very well. Okay, that's better. Windows being transparent. So my name, my site name / getting site index fast, and that's the post name. If you don't like that, there's an edit button there, you can change it. I'm not going to do that because that post is live. So that's what the permalink settings do. Post name is as good as any. It's the one I use. Pretty much that's what I do as a standard change. The next is the page titles. When I showed you the link for my site, when I search, you notice that my name comes up at the end because that's my site name. It's not actually the default I normally use. I normally change it from that because I prefer to just use the main thing. But if you want to put your site name in, if you've got something that relates to your particular industry, then it's worth doing. On the Yoast settings, so on the SEO tab, and then across to General, title settings, force rewrite titles. Again, I don't normally set because WordPress Yoast seems to handle it quite well, but it's worth, if your titles don't end up quite as you'd expected, it's worth doing, and it doesn't really harm. So again, worth doing. I'm just going to save that. There's a few other things. Clean up the head. Again, I don't tend to do, but you can. It just means the page is slightly smaller, and potentially robots don't get quite as confused. Home and front page you can edit, but again I tend to leave as defaults. Right, this is the bit that the email I had was talking about. Posts, because that's what most of it is. If you go to the Yoast site, it says scroll to the end of the page for help on these, and it maybe that was an older version, but it's definitely not now. There's no help at all on these, so you need to search around. What I'll probably do over the next few days is delve around and work out what some of these different things do. But you can see most of it, and it's 2 lots of percent either side of it, because that will just tell the thing that it's a template. So what that's showing is that the default title is the title that we've given the page. Not sure what page percent is. That's probably if there's numbered whatever. Separator we saw on the search results. That's the hyphen. Again, you can see there's no page coming up, so basically what it's doing is title whatever that is, but it's not showing anything. A dash, unless you changed it from anything else, and then the site name. If you didn't want that there, you just get rid of that bit. Meta description template I've not changed at the moment. I will investigate that. Show the date in the snippet preview. I didn't know that. They keep changing these different settings. This is whatever, just the way it happens. So rel equals author, whatever. Let's just do the show the date in the snippet on both the pages and, well, basically all three places it can do. Then what I'll go back is this page I was editing. I'll reload that, so I'll pause a second. Okay, ticking that box is definitely worth doing because that's what Yoast is going to do by default. So I could find some of those percents to get rid of the date, but from what I've read recently, it's a better user experience from a searcher point of view to leave the date in. And what that's done a couple of things. First off, it's showing it in the preview pretty much as Google's likely to show it. The only difference I've got is a comma in the date, so there's probably some formatting thing there. But it doesn't much matter. It's taken off 16 characters for the date, and I'd counted as 13, so we're okay. And what it's saying there is the description will be limited to 140 characters because of the date display. So where I came up, if you remember, I'd got some of these with ellipses at the end. If I go on to that one now, it will tell me that my description's too long. So I've got minus 11 characters, so I've got to change that. So that's worth doing. I didn't know about that before, so thanks to Joe for saying investigate that. And I'll investigate further because there's a lot behind Yoast, and a lot of the tutorials out there are actually quite behind, including Yoast's own site. It's a very good, it's the program, it's the plugin that I use for WordPress because it's pretty much the best. It doesn't mess around with lots of things. And that's it. Yeah, again, don't worry about categories and things too much. You can do all sorts of things in it. There's lots and lots of things you can do. So we'll run through most of those. The social one, again, we'll run through because it'll show you that. So, but anyway, that's the two things that were raised and were obvious from the original thing. Permalinks, change it to post name if you haven't already, and on Yoast, if you want to go back to titles and meters and then mess around with some of those, be careful. What I'd do if you're going to amend any of those, copy and paste and put it somewhere separate, so you could always go back if whatever you changed wasn't what you want to do. But definitely worth showing because it's going to default to showing the snippet, the date in the snippet. Definitely worth ticking that. That'll give you the right length meta description. Okay, thanks for watching.